What if I told you that the most powerful moments in history don't always arrive with fireworks? Sometimes they arrive softly, quietly, almost gently. They arrive in repetition, in loyalty, in people choosing the same name again and again, long after the excitement is supposed to fade. And right now, something extraordinary is happening in K-pop, not once, not briefly, but over years, because two artists aren't just breaking records. They are redefining what lasting influence truly means. Let's begin with Jin. For 95 consecutive weeks, Jin has stood at the very top of the My One Pick K-pop individual weekly rankings. Pause on that number. 95 weeks means no breaks, no slipping to second, no moment where attention wandered. Week after week, through changing trends, new debuts, and non-stop competition, Jin remained unmoved. In the third week of December alone, he gathered over 9.5 million hearts. But what makes this remarkable isn't the number itself, it's the meaning behind it. Every heart represents a choice, a decision, a person who came back again to say, "This is who I believe in." That streak began quietly in the 5th week of February last year. There was no announcement declaring history had started, no dramatic countdown. It simply continued, and then continued some more. But Jin's presence doesn't live only in weekly rankings. For 23 consecutive months, he has also dominated the My One Pick monthly K-pop individual rankings. Nearly 2 full years of uninterrupted brand power. That's not momentum, that's trust. And when you look closer at the polls Jin continues to win, a pattern emerges, one that goes beyond popularity. He's voted the trendy star brands want as their advertising model. The cheering fairy fans believe will give them strength on one of the most stressful days of their lives. The star whose warm charm feels right for something as comforting as a fabric softener commercial. Even #1 in donation influence in 2025. This isn't about perfection. It's about comfort, reliability, human warmth. That warmth became visible in the real world when Jin's commercial earned as a first-place reward began airing on the massive electronic billboard at Gangnam Station from December 24th to 28th. In one of the busiest spaces in Seoul, people look up, and there he is. Not shouting, not demanding attention, just present. But Jin's influence doesn't stop at familiarity. This year, he crossed into new territory and excelled instantly. At the 2025 Fundex Awards, Jin became the first ever winner of the K-Show male category in the Global Netizen Popularity Star Awards. And what makes this historic is why he won. Through his Netflix original variety debut, Jin revealed something audiences didn't even realize they were waiting for. Effortless humor, sharp timing, genuine reactions, and an emotional intelligence that turned every moment into something memorable. It was his first attempt, and yet, he was immediately praised as a variety show genius. Not trained, not forced, just natural. And now, fans around the world are preparing to relive a moment that already feels legendary. The concert film Run Seokjin Episode Tour the Movie captures the emotion of the Goyang fan concert, where voices, lights, and hearts moved as one. It's set for worldwide release on December 27th, with exclusive screenings in Korea starting December 31st. This isn't nostalgia. It's presence preserved. And while Jin represents warmth that endures, there's another story unfolding, one that speaks in numbers so large they feel unreal. Because then, there's Jimin. According to Spotify, the largest music platform on Earth, Jimin has topped the Spotify Korea weekly top artist chart for 120 weeks. Not tied, not shared, not approached. 120 weeks, the first and only artist in history to reach this milestone. And it doesn't end there. As of December 22nd, Jimin has remained #1 on Spotify Korea's daily top artist chart for 823 days. That's over 2 years of waking up to the same name at the top, every day. His music reflects that dominance with the same clarity. The title track, Who, from his second album, Muse, has now held #1 for 69 weeks on Spotify Korea's weekly top songs chart, extending the all-time record. With over 87 million filtered streams, it also remains the most streamed song on the platform's Korean chart. On the daily chart, Who has stayed at #1 for 485 days. Before that, Like Crazy ruled for 268 days, becoming a cultural moment in its own right. Add in tracks like Set Me Free Pete 2, Angel Teen 1, and Like Crazy, English version, and a pattern becomes undeniable. In total, Jimin has topped the Spotify Korea Daily Top Songs chart 789 times. To understand the scale of that number, this total is more than 5 times higher than the second highest artist in history. That's not just success, that's separation. So here we are, Jin, whose power lies in warmth, trust, and the kind of influence that doesn't fade. Jimin, whose presence on the charts feels less like competition and more like permanence. 2 different energies, 2 different journeys, 1 shared truth. Greatness doesn't always announce itself. Sometimes, it simply stays. And in a world that moves faster every day, there's something deeply emotional about that. About artists people don't just notice, but return to again and again and again.